We're glad that you're here with us.
Thank you.
So let's get to meet Dr. Joshua Paul Bakut. Can you tell us a little about yourself?
Okay. Thank you so much for having me on this program. Joshua Bakut Paul works with Apodi Peace Institute for Social Rehabilitation. We are under affiliation with Nasarawa State University, running postgraduate programs, and also in collaboration with University of Abuja.
Beautiful.
And other universities around the world.
Awesome.
For other collaborations.
Beautiful.
I am the advancement head of the Institute and equally the program officer of the Institute. So that's a brief about Joshua Bakut Paul.
Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate. Now, looking at the issue of crisis and human trafficking and an unexpected link. Now, why do you think that human trafficking thrives so easily in conflict zones?
Come again?
If you notice, in conflict zones where conflicts have happened before, that maybe have led to IDPs and all of that, you notice that human trafficking thrive in such areas.
Yes.
Why do you think that happens?
Human trafficking thrives in such areas due to breakdown of law and order. It means the law enforcement agencies and our legal establishments will always go on holiday when there are crises. That means they are overwhelmed. So these traffickers will now have a field day to transact their businesses.
Wow. Is there any other thing that, apart from...
And their likes, such like Boko Haram, the kidnappers, the... how do you call them now? How do we call them now? The unknown gunmen, and so on and so forth, will strive. Corruption not striving.
So let's look at the victims themselves. Like if somebody comes to traffic and if there's nobody, if it thrives because there is a victim, isn't it?
Yes.
So let's look at the victims themselves. Like, is there anything that is making them accept these offers from the traffickers?
Yes. What really makes them accept these offers is because, one, they are vulnerable. Two, they, just like I mentioned, economic desperation.
Yeah.
Three, because they are displaced in some cases.
Yeah.
So that makes them accept this offer, and sometimes they're being forced, and sometimes they're being coerced towards accepting false job offers. So those are some of the factors that lead them into such activities.
And you know, sometimes, sir, we see these issues and we feel like people outgrow the situation. They were once trafficked, or even if it happens and they are recovered, you know, they'll figure it out. Sometimes that's what we say. But are there, let's look at the immediate effect on the survivors, and then if there are long-term effects of you know, trafficking on survivors. If I am trafficked today, and what happens to me, and then what could likely happen to me in the future? Like, should we be worried that there are effects in the future on the
effects? Some of these effects, you know, some of these the immediate effects that affect the survivors are the physical abuse they experience, malnutrition, injuries, and untold treatments that they get. At the end of the day, some of them develop a psychological issue which is called PTSD. And PTSD is a serious disorder that can occur through physical malhandling, sexual abuse, forced labor, slavery, you know, witnessing, killing, or torture, being separated from family, living in a constant fear.
Yeah.
That is one of the first immediate effects. So we need to rehabilitate and reinstate them to the society. The long-term effect will be battling this mental illness, that this PTSD that I mentioned. The long-term effect, it means they will battle that seriously until they are engaged with experts, traumatic experts that will disabuse their mind from whatever experience they must have passed through. I mentioned some experiences before. Any of those experiences, they have to be rehabilitated, to be brought out of that situation, so that they can now live a free life.
It looks like sometimes when we have victims of trafficking, what we do most at times, except for a few who understand how to be able to support, is sometimes we feel what they need is food, clothing and all of that. And then, like you said, there's something that has to do with their mental state that needs to be done.
Yes.
Yes. And then, so we would want for you as, in your area, when it comes to the issues of social rehabilitation, like
Yes.
what role can I play if I have a loved one? I am not a professional like you are, doctor, but then as a
Yes.
family member, is there any kind of support that I need to give to a survivor of trafficking? Maybe after we've gone through crisis and all of that. So I am dealing with a whole lot. I have seen crisis. I have been trafficked. What can I do to such person as a non-professional, as a family member, for example?
Now, as a family member,
Yeah.
all you need to do is constant love, pay attention, draw the individual close, creates a kind of relationship that makes the individual feel safe around you by sharing experiences and sharing fears to you. And that love must be constant.
Yes.
And that you have healing comes in gradually.
That's right. Thank you so much for that point. It's very important. Now let's look
Thank
at
you.
if we're looking at the issues of what happens, example at the IDP camps. So these people have supposedly they are at a safe place, which is the IDP camps. They've been taken out of the conflict affected areas or communities. How can we protect the IDP camps, for example, that people don't have to become victims of trafficking in such places?
Now, it's all about integrity, because the managers of these IDP camps, one, must be patriotic, two, must have integrity, self-integrity around them, and equally carry out their duties diligently by providing and supporting these victims of crisis or whatever they may find themselves in the IDP camp or natural disaster or so. They are supposed to pay attention, do their work diligently, and equally provide adequate protection against intruders,
Yes.
against those who will come to call and offer forceful jobs and better livelihood somewhere, like come and work and get paid, come and work and secure a future for your family, and they're all in pretext and they're all false. So the managers must be on their toes. The managers must stand to their terms of references. With that, our ID camps will be highly protected from traffickers.
From your experience, do you think that we have enough trained personnel at the IDP camps, maybe when it comes to issues of awareness?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. We barely have them, and very few people study social work in Nigeria. That is the arm of social work.
Yeah.
So, and very few people go for social work. And the situation we have today in our own climes here, everybody wants to go and study what is lucrative to them. What at the end of the day they will have a livelihood or get a job, do one thing or the other. So we are short of manpower and we are short of experts in this regard.
It's really sad, honestly.
Mm.
All right, so to our listener, this is the program I Wish I Knew Radio Drama and Program, and we are talking with Dr. Joshua Abakud Paul and on the issues of crisis and human trafficking, an unexpected link. This is the part 2 to the discussion. You can lend your voice on the number 090-9705-4450. That is 090-9705-4450. And so if you have anything that you might want to add, we are also live on Facebook right now. So go there, please, and drop a comment. We would love to read your messages. What do you think can be done if we have people in the crisis areas or those at the IDPs? How can we help them? You know something, Doctor? Sometimes the conversation is we feel people become victims because they are greedy. And
yes.
So, but do we call the people at the IDP camps who become victims greedy as well?
Do we call the people at the IDP camp being greedy?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes. If I become a victim of trafficking and I am at an IDP camp, because sometimes what we do, let me tell you the reason why I'm asking this question. What we do is we try to shame them and feel, why are you not, why are you looking for a better life? Instead of you to manage this life. So we try to shame them, and then sometimes
we try to shame them. Sometimes, yes, we shame them for seeing them as survivors. We see them as victims, and the word victims, the word victim is already a stigma attached to an individual. So the individual feels self-pity for himself because he's already a victim. But when you give the word of encouragement by saying it's a survivor of this crisis, a survivor of this trauma, a survivor of this natural disaster, and so on and so forth, it gives a kind of courage. It gives a kind of hope.
That's right. I agree with you. I totally agree with you, Doctor. Now let's look at the issue of when accountability, when we have issues. You spoke about integrity earlier. Now, how is our legal system when we have the issue of persecuting traffickers? From your standpoint, are we doing a great job as a people?
Well, I don't really think, because I'm not an expert in the legal aspect.
Yeah.
So, and I think we need to advocate towards more stringent punishments and laws on traffickers.
That's right.
I think that is the next advocacy we need to take forward. Because I don't think if there are stiff punishments and penalties for those caught and those who are trying to go into this act, completely there will be a kind of reduction in this act.
All right.
But meanwhile, as far as I'm concerned and as far as I know, I think our laws are weak in this aspect. I think our laws are not that firm so as to scare or disabuse the minds of those who are.
Well, for MICAT, Media Coalition and Awareness to Halt Human Trafficking, this platform is what they use to sensitize the public. What platforms can religious leaders, what ways can community leaders, local leaders, you and I use? What do you think we need to do to be able to help protect our people from becoming victims?
The medium way, I think MICAT is doing, I must praise MICAT for did out your tentacles so that you can reach as many as possible. Now, having said that, we need to apply the format of inclusiveness. The leaders in the community, leaders in churches, leaders in mosques, leaders in other religious endeavors, We need to partner together, put ourselves together, educate ourselves on how to carry out this campaign in disabusing the minds of people, creating awareness. When you hear that there is a job somewhere like this, no, don't go for it. Inquire properly before you accept any job, because it may be a decoy to take you into slavery. When you see something like this, we give them all the key, all the gray areas, all the things they need to know.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's right.
By partnering together with outfits like MICAT that already know all the languages they use, all the terms they use in coercing people into trafficking and slavery, by carrying out those education, I think we'll go a long way by educating our people from seeing the red signs.
That's right. And before I let you go, let me take this message. Somebody just sent in a message. It says, "Good morning, Madam Dell. Thanks for bringing up this topic. In addition to what your guest said, another reason for human trafficking is poverty. When people are displaced, it brings hunger and poverty, and any of these displaced persons could be easily lured. Also, greed and avarice could make one to be lured. One has to be circumspect and watchful and be contented so as not to fall a victim." From
Yes.
Afuri David, aka Monsieur David. So what do you have to say about that, sir?
Very correct.
Yeah.
Very, very correct. Poverty. Already I had that in my summary in what I'm supposed to give as a guide, watching towards those who come to lure us into trafficking and slavery.
Yeah.
Poverty is one of them. Corruption, just like I said earlier, is equally one of them. So, and you see what we are passing through today in our dear country, you can see it's a deliberate act from our leaders, or will I say politicians, to impoverish us. And this situation we find ourselves, most people are vulnerable to us, saying, okay, there's a light here, there's an opportunity here, and every opportunity looks like an opportunity to them.
Yeah.
Everything they see at least will bring bread to their table.
That's
It's
right.
an opportunity. So I think poverty is one of the key. If we can tackle poverty and greed is equally a watchword. Greed, because you are here and you're going to make it big when you travel to Canada, or when you come with me to, there's a job in Malaysia, there's a job in this, and so on and so forth. Before you know, okay, we key into it, they're paying you in dollars, and you are here at least making a living, and then at the end of the day you see one will agree and go out. At the end of the day you become a slave. At the end of the day, you have been trafficked. At the end of the day, your passports are seized and other things are seized. You are held against your will. So greed goes with poverty, goes with corruption, and lack of awareness.
Lack of awareness as well.
Yes.
Interesting. Now, before I let you go, sir, I would like to take your final words, but let me take this message on Facebook. So you too can go on Facebook, our listener. You can go on Facebook and drop your comment. And the reason why I love the comments on Facebook, the videos are always there, so somebody can go read and get educated. And this one is from Caroline Godwin, and she says, "I totally agree with us having stringent punishment. Also, we have to address issues of bribery. There have been situations where traffickers get caught but bribe their way out." And Caroline, I think this is an issue that will bring somebody to the studio to discuss, and thank you for bringing this up. But before we let you go, sir, so what will be your message from Dr. Joshua Bakut Paul? What is your message?
Okay. In summary, my message to us out there is for us to fight human trafficking effectively, especially in our own zone here, that we are ravaged with conflict, poverty, and insecurity here and there. So we are vulnerable to some of these traffickers making use. Trafficking requires everybody's effort. One, government, security agencies, NGOs, communities, individuals must stay informed. We must speak up. We must report. We must watch towards suspicious activities and support survivor. Together, we can break the chains of modern slavery.
Oh, absolutely.
From Dr. Joshua Bakut Paul.
And we are so honored to have you. Thank you so much, sir. And
Thank you so much. Most grateful.
Let me quickly add before you leave. You are a busy man, and we thank you for your time. But please say yes that when we invite you next time, you agree to come.
Yes, at a very convenient time.
Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You will have a great day.
You too. And we've been talking with Dr. Joshua Bakut Paul, who is the Head Advancement and a Program Officer at APIS and Apodi Institute for Peace Studies and Rehabilitation. I would like to sincerely appreciate you for all your contributions, and our special thanks to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark for funding this project. And thank you to MICAT, Media Coalition and Awareness to Halt Trafficking, for bringing this program. Now, as we're discussing, somebody might be watching on radio. There is help for you. You don't have to, if you don't want to mention